In this week's episode, we're talking about the Oscars. No, not Oscar the Grouch, or even Oscar from The Office. We're talking about the Academy Awards. Now, we know that the Oscars are mostly boring and pointless, but this year was a huge milestone for Marvel films. It's important to recognize the achievement, but also to understand its significance. How did Disney do otherwise? What does Lord of the Rings have to do with anything? Are there people that still don't understand Bow? Also, World of Color returns, paper straws, Galaxy's Edge uniforms, and more on this Sugarboo episode of the MousePIRE Podcast. I'm Anthony.
I'm Diggs.
I'm Tim. Welcome to MousePIRE, your source for Disney, Star Wars, and everything in between. This is the podcast where both empires collide. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the MousePIRE Podcast.
What's going on? Uh-oh.
The Apprentice lives.
What is this?
You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one.
Think out me how to show up.
Never had a friend like me.
Some imagination, huh?
Made you look.
Hooray for Hollywood. That's gooey bally-hooly Hollywood. Where any office boy or young mechanic
Hey!
a panic with just
That was loud in my ear, but Hollywood and stuff.
Hey, we had the Oscars.
Yeah, we had the Oscars.
Not the Grouch.
No. That's why we're talking about Hollywood. You know, most people refer to like Universal Studios and all that stuff as Hollywood. That's obviously not Hollywood.
Right. But still, it's Hollywood.
But yeah,
Like
because it's
Burbank?
Universal Studios Hollywood, but it's not in Hollywood.
Burbank's on Hollywood.
Yeah,
and
so
they
much
make
stuff is
movies.
filmed in Burbank. Literally, there's not really anymore anything that's even filmed in Hollywood anymore.
Right.
Because even like CBS and stuff, that's considered Century City, or no, maybe that's still Hollywood. I don't know. That might still be Hollywood over there. But
All right, real quick before we continue, just want to let everyone know that Tim's not here, and he just texted us, and he says, "Sorry guys, I'm super sick. Been sleeping on and off." So yeah, he's not here. So
guess what?
what?
I'm sick, but I'm here.
I'm not sick, but I sleep on and off.
Those are both things that are definitely true.
There you go. Anyway, we just had the Oscars, and we were going to talk.
Much controversy that has nothing to do with anything we're going to talk about. That's your opinion is your own on that. Although I would say that number one, the favorite should have won for Best Picture.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say about that, because it was number one. It was probably the least controversial of all the movies nominated for Best Picture, so it probably should have won.
Right.
Number two, Into the Spider-Verse should have won Best Picture because it should have been nominated for Best Picture, but screw the Academy.
Okay.
Because everybody knows that was the best movie of the year.
Was that nominated for Best Picture?
No, it was nominated for Best Animated, and it
feature.
did win that in a, what is being called an upset over Disney, but nah, not really.
No, I just want to say I would probably agree with that. I haven't seen the movie, but it was going up against Ralph Breaks the Internet, and
The Incredibles.
Oh, was it too? The Incredibles?
Yeah, also Incredibles 2. And
I don't know the other ones either. Although what I was going to say is the Spider-Man movie over Ralph, I would say yes. Over in Incredibles, I don't know. Maybe I would have to see the Spider-Verse to really.
I would say, because I only saw Ralph, that Ralph was pretty good.
Yeah.
But definitely not better than Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse was a special thing that only comes along every so often. It's kind of like Avatar, how Avatar was a special thing because the technology was like new and interesting, and crazy and everything.
Right.
And it was like a spectacle. That's what Spider-Verse is. It's like the animated version of that, but it shouldn't even be looked at as an animated movie because, well, I mean, Avatar was an animated movie too, basically. So is Lion King, the upcoming Lion King, which we'll talk about. But, I mean, there's a fine line. There's getting to be a fine line there that there really shouldn't be. I mean, we'll talk about this in a minute. We'll go through the winners and things, but there's a fine line, and there's a thing that goes back all the way to '93, I think, when Beauty and the Beast was nominated for Best Picture. That we'll talk about it.
All right, so let's just get this straight real quick. That Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse
is not Disney.
Exactly, it's not a Disney film. It did not win Disney did not win the award for that.
No, that does not count as a Disney a win. We are talking about it because it was probably one of the best movies of the year, and because because it's related to Disney and the fact that it beat Disney.
But I'm not talking about that.
I know you're not talking about that. But I was letting you get to that.
Decided to post congratulations to the Disney winners, which included the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And I was just like, no, this is not a Disney film. This is a Sony film. And they decided that they were going to say, oh, it is made by, or in, what was it called? I can't remember that word. Basically, because it was in association with Marvel Entertainment.
That is true.
But it's not a Marvel studio.
No, it is a Sony Studios movie.
Right. So,
which brings us to the best and most amazing part of Spider-Verse winning, is the big screw you from Lord and Miller to Disney.
Right, yes.
That's fine. Fire us from Solo. We'll just go win an Academy Award.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, and that's great. But I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that this is not a Disney film.
No, it is not.
So doesn't matter if Marvel is owned by Disney. Disney did not put any money into this film, so they have nothing to do with it. And people like those Facebook groups who think they know what they're talking about, well, you don't.
You don't.
Anyway, now that I got that off my chest.
Off your chest. Hey, speaking of off your chest, we're going to start with the first Academy Award winner for Disney. I still haven't seen this, but I will defend it until as long as I need to defend it against the people. Well, I mean, you didn't understand it either, but I mean, do you understand it now?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Bow.
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, I do.
Do you understand it finally?
I understood it after we talked about it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just like, I'm not in,
Because I don't think Tim still didn't understand it, right? He still thinks it's just food.
He's white.
Well, yeah.
He doesn't have that cultural, where with the Asians and then Mexicans, it's all about the family thing.
Food. Family and food go together.
If you think this is racist, then basically I don't care. But, white people, it's just like they grow up and then they kick you out of the house and you're on your own. So that's basically what it is.
So, yeah. So Bow, the short that was with, what was that with? That was with Incredibles, right?
Yes.
The short Bow won the Academy Award for best short for animated short. That was created by Domi Shi and Becky Neiman Cobb. I believe it was basically Domi Shi's. If I'm saying her name wrong, I apologize, obviously, but she's basically the brains behind the short and everything. And she had a very important quote that from her acceptance speech that I think should be said to everybody, and that's to all the nerdy girls who hide behind their sketchbooks, don't be afraid to tell your stories to the world. And I think it's very important for girls especially who feel like that they may be marginalized and stuff like that, and may not think that just because with men and all that stuff that they get to do everything, that your ideas may not be listened to. Well, like she says, don't hide behind those sketchbooks. Get those stories out there. So that's really cool that won. I mean, there was nothing really that was against it. I mean, obviously, I've never seen any of the others. It's the Disney shorts always get the highest profile. I think they almost always win.
Right.
Which in a sense, is unfair to the others just because the others don't really get the profile. But, I mean, I obviously can't argue with that this was a really good short, and the message behind it is important for not only, Asian culture, but also women and Asian culture. So, and then obviously, speaking of important to culture, the big winner for Disney was, of course, Black Panther. All right, so Black Panther won 3 Academy Awards. It won the Academy Award, or it won the Best Production Design. It won for Best Costume Design, and it won for Best Original Score. Now, I'm just going to say right now that, first of all, first ever win for an Academy Award of a Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe that when I saw that it was the first ever Marvel movie to win an Academy Award. I couldn't believe that. I was floored when it won the costume one, the first one, and I was like, that can't be. There's no way that there's never been a Marvel movie that won. And then by the time we got to the win for Best Original Score by Ludwig Göransson, which, and just a note, that now means that Star Wars has 3 Academy Award winning directors working for them, because if you remember the announcement that Ludwig Göransson would be doing the music for The Mandalorian.
Oh.
So along with John Williams and Michael Giacchino, they now have 3 Academy Award winning directors
Man,
or
cool.
composers that working on Star Wars. So. Anyways, by the time we got to that one, it made me wonder. I'm like, well, have they ever been nominated for a score before? Because it just seemed really weird that they hadn't, if they hadn't. And I went back all the way to the early 90s, and sure enough, no Marvel movie, not even the ones at Fox, not even the ones at Sony, not even Spider-Man from Danny Elfman, not even the X-Men movies, none of them, nothing, no Marvel movie at all has been nominated for an Academy Award for Best Score, which I found astounding that they had been just left out all that time. And then I think about some where they're some of them are just kind of and I know one of the complaints about the whole DC crowd is that Marvel movies have kind of forgettable themes, which I would like to dispel and say that no, they do have amazing themes, because if you think about the Alan Silvestri score for Avengers, if you think about the score from Ant-Man, is very distinguishable, I think. I mean, even you would probably recognize the score from Ant-Man.
Yeah.
The score for Guardians of the Galaxy movies are great, and I think they're very distinguishable. But I mean, it's just the fact that nothing has been nominated until now, and then the fact that they hadn't even won any technical awards. It made me, it was weird because then I looked back and John Williams had been nominated for Force Awakens and for Last Jedi, which makes me think that both of those were token nominations because it's John Williams, and that they probably didn't even think he deserved to be nominated, because I mean, if most people would think that neither of those scores are particularly better than any other Star Wars score. I mean, I think they're great, but I mean, as far as being better than some things, they would probably just be average, I guess. But then Rogue One wasn't even nominated. I think Rogue One soundtrack was better than some others. But so I've come to the conclusion, and I have, obviously receipts to back it up. And let's just talk about Black Panther real fast. I mean, we both agree that it's a great movie. It's definitely a top 5 of Marvel movies. You haven't seen all the Marvel movies. I haven't seen all the Marvel movies. I still say the best of the modern Marvel Cinematic Universe movies is Captain America Winter Soldier. You have not seen that, tragically. So you cannot.
No one died because I haven't seen it.
You cannot verify that is the best of the Marvel movies for me, but I do believe that is the best one. Black Panther is definitely maybe 2 or 3, because I mean the first Guardians movie I still think is really good. Ant-Man's really good, but
I gotta agree with the Ant-Man.
The point I'm getting to is that I believe that Black Panther got what I would like to refer to as the Return of the King syndrome. Some may recall that Return of the King, the third Lord of the Rings movie, won all the Academy Awards, including Best Picture. It basically swept. It is highly agreed upon that it is not the best of the Lord of the Rings movies, that Two Towers is the best of the Lord of the Rings movies. I know that is subject to debate. Feel free to email, but we will not talk about it because that is not Disney. But it is widely accepted that Return of the King won, as basically they threw a bone at fantasy movies because fantasy movies and sci-fi movies had been ignored by the Academy as art pieces throughout its whole history, and that Return of the King basically only won as like a here you go, stop complaining type of thing. I'm gonna once again I mentioned Beauty and the Beast. I'm gonna take you back to '93, I think it was, when Beauty and the Beast was nominated for Best Picture, and then within a couple years they had created the Best Animated Feature category, and that was because the Academy did not want to ever have because to this day the Academy, and they even make a comment in the Academy Awards, I don't know if you noticed that they make a comment about it being kiddie or something when they were introducing the animated feature category. They almost made a slight comment about it being for kids, basically.
Right, kids
they implied that it's for kids, that animation is for kids. And as long as people, the olders that control the Academy and those kind of people still believe that animation is not something to be respected the same way as live action, then you're going to have that kind of disrespect. But anyways, that created basically they threw a bone and they created the animated feature category because of Beauty and the Beast being nominated for Best Picture when they didn't want that to happen again. Obviously, then, like I said, the whole Lord of the Rings situation. Next up, my next example would be Heath Ledger. How many people really think that Heath Ledger would have been nominated, much less win, for Best Supporting Actor for The Joker for Dark Knight had he not died? I mean, let's just be honest with ourselves. He may have been nominated. There's no way he would have won, much less get nominated. So, once again, that was them, basically, that was their bone at, for actor nominations. For superhero movies, we'll probably never see another nomination for acting. Chadwick Boseman was not nominated for Best Actor.
Right.
And yet, Viggo Mortensen was, and a lot of people don't even think he deserved to be nominated. And yet, I think Chadwick Boseman did a great job in acting. Michael B. Jordan, who won an Academy Award just a few years ago for Fruitvale Station, I believe, I believe the same director as Ryan Coogler as Black Panther. I believe he won for that, but he did great as Killmonger. Like I said, that brings us to Black Panther, which was probably one of the most high profile of all the Marvel movies. Would you agree? Because of the whole. I think that the diversity of it made it higher profile. The subject matter made it higher profile. The fact that it's such a big milestone as far as the Marvel movies, that it's like, it was a big deal for them to take a lesser character like Iron Man and have him kick off the Marvel Universe. It was a much bigger deal to take an even lesser known character like Black Panther, which had been trying, just a little history, in case you didn't know. Black Panther has been trying to get made since the early 90s. Wesley Snipes tried for over 10 years with Stan Lee to make Black Panther.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But that ultimately culminated in him becoming Blade instead.
Oh, okay.
And then he kept trying with Stan to make, and they even came really close to doing it, but instead they ended up making Blade 3 instead. So, But there was a lot of years where people were afraid that if they made a movie called Black Panther, that people would think it's about the Black Panthers.
Oh, right.
And stuff like that. The group Black Panthers from the 60s. So there was it was a lot of obstacles and things that Black Panther went through to get made. So that was why it was another big milestone. And so all of these things came together and made it one of the most high profile of all the Marvel movies. And I think that's what happened. It didn't win Best Picture because I think that that wasn't it. I guess they figured that it was getting enough of a bone. So, I mean, don't count on this ever happening again. Marvel's gotten their Academy Awards. That's all you're ever going to see probably from that. Unless maybe like John Williams does a Marvel movie, which that's not going to happen.
No.
So, I mean, congratulations to Black Panther. Congratulations to Kevin Feige. Congratulations to Ryan Coogler. Congratulations to everybody that works in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You guys won 3 Academy Awards. Enjoy them. That's all you're going to get.
Dang.
I predict that's all you'll... I mean, maybe... I don't know. Maybe they might decide to start throwing bones in these same categories: production design, costumes.
Well, that's what I think.
Score.
I think maybe production design or effects, sound effects.
But you look at, I mean, I didn't go back at you see, Black Panther wasn't even nominated, I think, for effects. But I mean, I didn't go back and look at costume design and production design to see if any Marvel movie had ever been nominated for those categories. I only went back on the score. I mean, you look at the production design on the Thor movies. I mean, the Thor movies, really extravagant sets and stuff like that, and stuff like Avengers, big pieces, or Captain America, First Avenger, a period piece in World War II. I mean, you would think that any of those would have deserved an Oscar for costumes or production design, but none of them did. So I don't know. I don't hold out hope that this is the last, but I am hopeful, but I'm not going to hold my breath. So, right. I mean, well done, Marvel. I mean, obviously the movie deserved it. If any movie's going to get the recognition, the Lord of the Return of the King treatment, I mean, this is the one. At least a deserving movie got it, rather than them just throwing it at in Endgame. Or something like that, where it's more of a spectacle, but it doesn't really deserve the awards as much as, say, Black Panther or Winter Soldier would have. That's my conspiracy theory. I forgot to put on my tinfoil hat.
Yeah, he's not even wearing a hat today.
I'm not wearing a hat.
That's because Tim's not here.
Yeah, right. Just want to point out that it was special, I guess, that Marvel won its first ever Oscars on the same night that Stan made the Oscars in memoriam. I could say they could have picked a little bit better clip for him in that, but I won't rant on about the people that they forgot. And I just want to say congratulations to Olivia Colman. Olivia Colman is the bomb. Well deserved ever since Hot Fuzz.
Hot Tub.
Yes, Hot Tub. So yeah, during the Academy Awards, everybody has been talking about, is there going to be a Star Wars? No, there wasn't going to be anything Star Wars in the Academy Awards. But people were half expecting, maybe we'll get an Infinity War. Realistically, people thinking, well, maybe we'll get a actual trailer for Lion King where we actually get to see stuff, or hear things, or talking, and not just the intro thing,
not just birds flying.
Well, I was on the Academy Awards were on. I was on Twitter, I think, posting about, something that had just won. I think it was the Bao had just won, and I was posting about Bao. And I saw a post that said it was from Jon Favreau's Instagram, and he had posted a poster for Lion King. I'm like, ooh, he just posted a poster. That means we're probably going to get it. Posters usually immediately precede a trailer. Almost always. Most of the time. Sometimes. And I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe we're getting a trailer. So I'm trying to find an actual post to get ready and retweet this poster. And then all of a sudden, the Academy Awards brought to you by The Lion King. I'm like, oh, well, I guess it's coming on right now. So I turned the volume up. And it's basically the same trailer that we already had, but just shortened, and there might be extra cheetahs. I never did compare it, but there is nothing in this. It's definitely shorter. And other than maybe a shot of cheetahs that I'm not sure about, yeah, there's nothing extra in this trailer. I will prove it to you that you won't be able to see it, but I will prove it to you as soon as I find it. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
It is time.
Yeah, play those drums. So as you could hear, it's basically the same trailer minus the intro, because the first trailer, which was basically a carbon copy of the original first trailer. It has a little intro before it goes into the opening of the movie. It has the little intro about something.
I don't remember right now.
About Simba.
Right.
I don't remember. But anyways, yeah. If you missed it, you're not missing anything. If you saw the first trailer, you already saw everything there is to see. So that was pretty disappointing. The poster's cool, though. I like the poster. Basically, other than that, there wasn't really any commercials in during the Oscars that were of any significance.
Hey, guess what happened on Friday?
What was Friday? I don't know.
World of Color came back like we said it was going to come
out.
Oh,
yeah.
So, yeah, World of Color had their quote-unquote soft opening on Friday and played this week. I was there on Friday to check it out. Not sure where this information came about that's not going to happen on Friday. It's going to go on Saturday instead, like we were talking about last week. I don't know, but it happened on Friday.
Who said that? Where did we get that from?
We're not going to say. I don't mind giving them credit for anything. So
okay, so it wasn't any of us though.
No. So anyway, and then they were saying that the dining packages were going to be canceled because people reserved them for
right,
Friday.
That's where we got the idea that it was being canceled on the Friday was because the dining packages were being canceled. That's why.
So I was walking over there. Everyone's already got their fast passes and waiting for the show to start. So I was walking around, and I was looking to see if they had the dessert package people out there. Because usually they had the tables and people sitting there. I didn't really see those, but I did see people walking in with the to-go ones. You go and grab your box to go, and then you go and you sit down. So I saw like 4 people walking into the area to go and sit down and eat, or sit down and get their spots, or stand and get their spots. I don't know if they get chairs or not. So I was like, well, I thought these dining things were canceled.
I wonder if they realized that they had like VIPs or something they wanted to put in that first night.
That could be a possibility.
Or if maybe they didn't know that they was going to be ready to go on the Friday, so that's why they canceled just in case, and then they took just walk-ups.
I was thinking about the same thing. Maybe they had walk-up people come up and...
Or it could have been a combination of both.
Yeah. So anyway, they had people who had their little lunch to go or whatever, and their box lunches.
If that's all you saw, that may have been all they did was the to-go type, rather than maybe they didn't do the dessert or the actual dinner. Maybe all they had was the to-go container. Because were those people going to a special place?
Yeah.
So they did have a place reserved for them.
Because I was walking up, and there was these people saying, "Oh, I wonder if we can get to the front." There's a lot of people here. They're just walking. I'm like wanting. So I, did my thing where I stopped because I know they don't have a pass for this. So I look at them, and they're, people are getting let in because they're showing their tickets. So the cast members all go ahead. And these people go up there, and of course, they're like, "Oh, you have a ticket?" "Oh, no." And, well, you just got denied because you're not getting where you wanted to go. So anyway, I was looking at that, and that's when I noticed 4 people walking up with their boxed lunches and going in to watch the show. Anyway, I went over there just to check it out. I wasn't trying to get a good spot or anything. I went behind the scenes. I was over there by the Silly Symphony swings.
Whoa.
Underneath and watching it from there, taking pictures and video and things like that. So
You can see it from over there?
yeah, you see the backside of World of Color.
Interesting.
That's what I got to see, the backside of World of
Whoa.
Color, which is pretty cool. I mean, if you want to watch the projections and everything, then I wouldn't stand there. But if you can care less about projections because you know what the movie is, standing back there, there's like hardly anyone over there.
Now this is the classic one, so that's the one with the big flame, right?
Yes.
So is it hot right there?
Oh yes, it's hot tub hot because, I mean, they do the very first couple of flames, which is okay. It's warm, but at the end you have all the flames going off, and whoa, yeah, it's really hot, and really it's really cool because. You do get wet over there in that area. There's a point where all the fountains are going off. So all the, when the breeze is bringing all the water to you. So you do get wet. And when the end of the show, when you have all the fire going off, you get pretty warm and pretty dry pretty quickly. So no, that's a good area to go to. And I was just watching it from there, just checking it out. The same show, nothing new about it. And people are, of course, complaining, oh, how come they don't have anything new? And da-da-da-da. I'm like, they never said that it was coming back as a new show. They were just saying World of Color's coming back, and you want.
They specifically said that it was. Well, I mean, they never really. Disney still hasn't officially announced it, right?
No, they haven't.
Yeah, so
they'll probably announce it tomorrow.
But the reports that we were getting about it coming back all specified that it was the original.
Right.
So there should have been no surprise.
Right. Yeah. Basic show. It's all right. It's cool. It's back and just in time for all the crowds that are expected to be at Disneyland once Galaxy's Edge opens up. And so now they have more entertainment options over at California Adventure Park. So you can go check that out. Right now it was playing at 10 o'clock at night, right when the park closes. I'm not sure what the hours are going to be for this week. You can just, go check the app because there's an app for that.
Are you hungry? Well, they are. It's time for Fat Time in the Parks.
Fat Time. I haven't had Fat Time in a while. Or, I don't know. Have we? I don't know.
I don't know. Didn't you eat today?
I mean, we haven't talked about it.
All right. So real quick before we're going to talk about some food and wine festival stuff. But before we get to that, they have been putting out paper straws in the parks now. Now, I heard from Disney 366 that they first put them out over at Pizza Planet, and that's where they had them at first. When I was there on the Friday, I noticed them over in Tomorrowland at the Galactic Grill. I don't think they were park-wide yet because as I was heading over to Main Street, walking out, they had the regular straws over at the Coke corner. So obviously they're going to, try to get rid of the old straws first before they start putting the new ones. So yeah, they're paper straws. It says paper on them or says something about being made in the USA or something like that. I actually have one in my backpack that I brought over here. But so paper straws now are coming into the parks, and you'll be seeing that soon. Don't know how well they hold up. I haven't tried it yet. Some people say they don't last for that long. So I guess you have to drink your drink pretty quickly. But yeah, you're going to start seeing paper straws in the parks if you haven't seen them yet. But and then they can go along with your drinks that you get over at the Food and Wine Festival, because that starts on Friday. And of course, they finally released all the information of what they're going to be serving at the different marketplaces.
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm really surprised at their lateness on the posting this, because me too. Today is Tuesday. You guys know that we usually record on Tuesday, and last week we made the comment at the end of the show that we thought that they would probably post the food and wine thing on Wednesday, because almost always they post it the day after we record. But they did not, because if they had, they would have beat other sites who went to DCA and actually saw the freaking booths and started posting all the menus. Because by Thursday? When was it that Parks and Cons were the first ones to post that? Right?
I don't know. I didn't see
because I saw that. I was like, oh, because I think they started out. They posted like 4 of the booths at first, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Because I think it was like the avocado, the artichoke one, the berry one, and I forget what the other one was. Oh, the veggie one. Because then I made a comment about how the veggie one has something with chicken. I'm like, well, that's not veggie. Yeah, I was like, wow, that's really surprising. Because usually they're pretty good about having the especially for food and wine, they're usually good about getting the menu out there definitely before the booths ever go up. And they, so it was really surprising for them to drop the ball like that and then just barely post it today, like the same week that the shit's starting. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, well, I was there Friday and I took pictures and I posted the menus also. I didn't post that till Saturday because didn't feel like posting on Friday. But yeah, I posted the menus that they had up for all the booths at that time. And I believe they were still missing like 4 booths or something. When I was leaving the park, I actually saw some of the cast members coming out who were going to put the booths up, saying, "Oh, well, this one here is a 10 by 10, that one's a 10 by 20." I was like, "Oh, cool," and just see them getting ready to move the booths in and everything. And I saw the markings on the ground, like where the citrus booth was going to go. So I said, "Oh, I guess they're getting ready to put the rest of them in on that night."
First, before we get to the food, I just want to start out by saying that they actually did post the day after we recorded. They did post something about food and wine. And when I first glanced at it, I thought it was the food and wine menu. And I'm sure you felt the same way when you first saw it.
Yeah.
Because we both get notifications, so we see that thing. Because you always commemorate the good times enjoying delicious food and beverages. I'm like, okay, here's the food and wine thing.
Yes.
And then I saw merchandise. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's just merchandise. That's nice. Okay, well, maybe we'll get it tomorrow, but then, of course, it was a whole nother week before they actually released it. But I just want to mention merchandise real fast. Just a couple of things of note. That, first of all, for those of you that are into the whole Spirit jersey scene, well, the Spirit jersey to end all Spirit jerseys, I think, is I think they've releasing the Spirit jersey to end all Spirit jerseys, because this thing looks like a Lando cape from behind. Or maybe like the genie should be wearing it. Or actually, you know what, to be honest, she almost looks like Carpet. Like the Carpet, woman that would be playing Carpet like in the Aladdin stage show.
Right.
Because this Spirit jersey looks like it's huge. And it's like has a giant writing and like 2 big wine glasses on the back. I mean, I dig the way it looks, but as a shirt, I would like that as if it was a blanket. I mean, just because a shirt that big would probably look like a blanket, but I mean, yeah. I mean, so yeah, if you're into that sort of thing, though, they do have some pretty outrageous looking Spirit jerseys. They have some. He was telling me about some Aladdin ears that just came out at the park.
Yeah,
or something that were, I guess, popular. But they have some ears. They have ears coming out for food and wine that look way better than those Aladdin ears. If you're into having a spoon and fork on your ears. But no, seriously, I would definitely buy these before I would buy the Aladdin ones. But then again, I wouldn't buy either of them.
Right.
Then of course you got your usual hats, T-shirts, cheese boards. Oh, what? No. I think they did actually sell a cheese board last year, but I don't remember.
Maybe. I didn't pay attention to the merchandise last year.
I did make the comment last year that I was pissed off because at Florida's Food and Wine Festival at Epcot, they were giving out a free cheese board to APs who bought the Sip and Savor Pass.
Now, when I saw the picture of this cheese board, cutting board, actually, I was thinking it looked like something back in school, they would whipped you with, over your bad.
Yeah, thank you, sir. May I have another? Animal House. I just see Animal House.
Oh, okay, yeah, exactly. So it looks like a paddle board.
Yeah, it does look like a paddle, but it's supposed to look like a wine bottle. But the shape of the wine bottle obviously gives the neck of the wine bottle looks like a handle.
Yeah.
Whereas the rest of it looks like a paddle. So parents out there that still believe in
beating your kids,
I guess. There you go.
Hey, I used to get beat really bad.
This is cheaper than
Just kidding.
This is
No,
cheaper
joke.
than having to make one.
was
Like
just
my
kidding.
grandfather did back in the day when he built his own paddle.
All I gotta say is my dad had a leather back brace
Oh,
because my dad used to he was a sanitation engineer.
oh, right.
Yeah, he was a trash man, so he used to pick up the trash cans. So he had that back brace. Yeah, my butt saw a lot of that back brace.
They'll also be having themed glassware, salt, pepper shakers, and an apron, of course. So basically all the usual crap if you're into that sort of thing for food and wine. They seem to be making that stuff available at more places every year. You can get it at Oswald's, Elias and Company, Trolley Treach, Off the Page, and, of course, the carts along the festival marketplace.
Off the Page sounds something that's new.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever had that stuff there at Off the Page before.
I'm not sure.
I don't think they've ever had it at Oswald's before.
Oh.
Interesting that they're not mentioning the studio store here, because usually the studio store has all that stuff, or whatever the hell it's called now. Wandering Oakens Studio Store.
Oh, right.
The Sunset Showcase Store, whatever the hell they want there. It's being called this week.
He almost did the F-bomb right there.
I sure did. Yeah. Because that place usually has a lot of merchandise, but apparently maybe not this year, or maybe they're just not mentioning it. Who knows? I don't know if there's any booths over there in that area. Is there?
Yeah, the
LA Style?
yes, LA Style.
Oh, is it actually LA Style?
I don't know.
That's the one that was always over there, was LA Style.
There is something over there.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, merchandise, check it out. Giant Spirit jersey. All right, so food. We'll try to go through this fast because we know that some of you guys don't care and you think we waste time reading off food, but I don't know. Whatever. Until somebody emails us and tells us to stop, we'll just keep doing it, I guess.
There you go. I agree with that.
Once again, they will be having Sip and Savor passes. Looks like for everybody. Usual stuff, 8 items.
There will be a discount for APs. They just haven't said what the price would be.
Yeah, they don't have. It's probably gonna be maybe the 45 and 39 again.
No, because this is 54. So it's
Oh, was it 54 and 49? That's what it was.
Yeah,
that's
so
right. It was
might
54
be 49 for APs.
59, 54, 49. If it goes up, then you're gonna have to evaluate your choices as a human. As always, Paradise Garden Grill and the Beer Garden will also be having their own offerings.
Now, over there at Paradise Garden Grill, there's something that I really, really want to try.
Oh. So are we skipping to the bottom and starting there?
Well, just since you mentioned it, we can just start there real quick. It's nothing. I mean, I'm not going to go into...
Ooh, beer battered cod.
No, that's not what it is.
I know. Ooh, the no meat submarine?
No.
The pork tacos?
No.
Ooh, buffalo style turkey leg.
Ooh, no.
Large soft pretzel with beer cheese. Ooh.
Maybe.
No, that pretty much. Oh, the Matanzas Creek Blanc, Fume Blanc Sonoma, Oreo Cabernet, Sedwork Brewing Company. No.
I've never been there.
Black Forest Parfait.
Yes. Layers of chocolate cake, vanilla. Was that
Chantilly?
Chocolate mousse, and cherries.
Ooh, you had me at cherries and Black Forest.
So, yeah, I saw that. I was like, ooh. I mean, they've always had the chocolate or the Black Forest cupcake before, which was really good. And then they had the Black Forest bun cake, which was really good. I think it was a bun cake.
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm down to try that.
There's a picture of it. It looks really good. You saw the picture?
Oh, yes. I drew it over the picture already. And just for that, I need to do my insulin real quick because I'm going to be high with just looking
I just want to say that fish and chips looks really good. For those of you that, just real quick, I know some people are always asking about rabbit food. We joke about it. You vegetarians, vegans, whatever you guys are out there, we make fun of you, but we still love you. They do have the Impossible no meat ball. I get it. No meatball. So it's a fake meatball submarine sandwich with marinara sauce topped with soy cheese and served with kettle chips. Oh, there's a code here. Oh, okay.
I was going to talk about that.
It is vegan, yeah. So there's codes here. Wow, this is a first also, right?
Yeah, I was going to mention that they do actually list what is what is a vegetarian, vegan, and gluten-free.
Yeah, so they do list this Impossible No Meatball Submarine as vegan. The pretzel is listed as a vegetarian item with the beer cheese. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and move backwards. We don't really need to go over the beer garden stuff because we never really go over the beer because that's your business. Ooh, they do have some cider that is not cider that's like you can just buy in a store, which I like. All right, we're starting with LA Style, which is over there in the same place it always is near Monsters Ride.
Now, real quick, is this new that they actually showing what the locations are?
On the thing, yes, it is.
Yeah,
yes,
so
that is also new that they have never shown in the post before where the locations are. You always had to wait until you got the map and stuff. They're telling you that is located near Monsters Inc. The LA Style, those of you that have been going, LA Style has been in that same location for basically this will be the third year now that LA Style will be in that same place. I'm really surprised to see that they don't have very many options, but as a tradition with LA Style, they do have the, this is a little bit different, but they always have tacos of some sort of LA Style. And this is an Asian-style beef barbacoa taco with pickled ginger. I could do without the pickled ginger, but the barbacoa sounds amazing. The tacos at LA Style are almost always amazing. 2 years ago, they were absolutely to die for. Last year, they were not as much to die for, but still good. They also have a BLT chicharron, which I don't even know what to make about that. And then they have, beverages and stuff. Golden Dreams, which is near the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail entrance. That's, I think, the furthest away that they've ever put a booth down that way. If it's near the Redwood Creek entrance, the closest they've ever had, furthest they've ever had one down that trail was that Christmas one.
I think this is the one right there in front of when you walk in by the bathrooms. So
you think it's there?
Yeah, I think
even though it says it's near the entrance, you think it's going to be in the same place as
because I think they're talking about
the Christmas one.
That's the entrance of the creek. So I think that's what that one is.
All right, well, we'll see. They're going to have some teriyaki chicken. I hate deconstructed. It makes me think that sounds... I've been taught by cooking shows that deconstructed means lazy.
Exactly.
And that I don't know how to make something, but... teriyaki chicken musubi with pineapple relish and an Anaheim chili relleno bites with salsa verde. That actually sounds really good. Like bites. I'd like to see what they look like, though.
Ooh, I didn't see this one.
And then a chocolate peanut caramel parfait.
I didn't see that one. Cool. I'll try
that is gluten-free, and the chili relleno bites are vegetarian. All right, off the cob. We're kind of jumping around here. We're not really going in any kind of order of place because this is going to be near the Golden Zephyr. So we're right there. Off the Cob is a returning one. I believe that's where Off the Cob usually is actually by Golden Zephyr. They will have shrimp boiled tacos with andouille sausage and fresh corn. Now that sounds very similar to something that they had last time that I tried. That was really good. They also have sweet corn nuggets with bacon lardons. I don't know what the hell is a lardon.
It's something full of lard.
I don't know. It's bacon. You had me at bacon.
Yeah.
Garlic Kissed, which is another returning one, also near the Golden Zephyr. Right. Usually the Off Cob and Garlic Kissed are connected.
Yeah.
That has this is a returning one. Black garlic soy braised pork belly banh mi. That's a returning one. That's pretty good. Creamy mac and cheese with garlic bread crumble. That sounds like a variation of a returning one. That's pretty good.
The other one had
that's vegetarian.
Cornbread. Wasn't it crumbles?
Yeah, they've had cornbread before, on it.
This one has garlic bread.
Right.
Ooh, I want that cake.
And a chocolate crunch cake, which basically, if that's the picture, then it just looks like the one that you had from Jolly Holiday, the one, the Mickey Ears one. Jumping over near Paradise Gardens Park is Cluckadoodle Moo. That's a returning one, I believe. That has Harris Ranch grilled beef tenderloin slider with chimichurri sauce. Now, that's a returning one, but I believe that was at a different booth last time. I could be mistaken. And then they have a salt and vinegar Parmesan chicken wings. Now, that's very similar to a chicken wing that they had, I believe, for Festival of Holidays.
Hey, they also have a watermelon lemonade with the watermelon garnish. That sounds good. I'm going to try that.
You go ahead.
Well, Michael's going to buy some for you.
Like I said, both of those sounds like they're returning. They're just maybe at a different place. Near the Pacific Wharf Bridge is I Love Artichokes, which is yet another returning. And artichokes.
Right.
Really, nothing else to be said about that. I'm not even artichoke toast. It's like we've moved on from avocado toast to artichoke toast, apparently.
Damn millennials.
Although the California olive tamponade sounds good.
You're a tapenade.
Thank you. Speaking of avocados, right next to Wine Country Trattoria, probably across from I Love Artichokes, is avocado time. Not to be confused with peanut butter jelly time. Avocado time. No, that doesn't work.
No.
They have a Petite Impossible Burger with guac and pepper jack cheese. That is vegetarian. I'm guessing it is not vegan because of the cheese, maybe? I don't know what your vegan rules are, because the Impossible Burger is definitely, I believe, vegetarian, but I don't know. They have a spiced roasted chicken on pita with avocado hummus and garlic sauce. Also near Wine Country Trattoria, they have the Veggie Fruit booth, which one would think would only have veggies, fruits, but they have chicken.
Chicken.
They have a grilled asparagus chicken Caesar salad. Now, I understand it has asparagus and it has salad, but it still has chicken, so that hardly qualifies for veggie, fruit, but what do I know? Now, they also have a cauliflower ceviche with chili, corn, crumble, and tortilla strips. Now, I don't know if it's just cauliflower and there's no fish in it. I don't know how that really qualifies as a ceviche. Because, I mean, I know how ceviche works. I don't know how that works with cauliflower. If you want to explain that to me, you can email us, mousepire@gmail.com, subject line cauliflower ceviche. And that selection is vegan. Moving over, also near Wine Country Trattoria is Pepper's Caliente, which I believe is another returning booth. That veggie fruit booth, I believe that's a new name, or is it a completely new booth, or it's a new name for a booth? Because I don't remember
it's a new name.
Anything being called that before. Pepper's Caliente will have a Verlasso sustainable salmon Peruvian poke with cucumber lime salad and ají verde salsa. That's a mouthful. Why? Just call it salmon poke. We don't need to know all the other crap.
Poke.
We don't need to, poke. We don't need to know that it's Peruvian, or that it's sustainable, or that it's Verlasso. I guess because it's gluten-free, maybe those people need to know all that crap. I don't know. They also have a ghost pepper mac and cheese with chili cheese corn chip dust. Now, of all the mac and cheeses they've ever had, that one sounds the most interesting to me because, A, I like chili cheese corn chips.
Yeah, huh?
B, ghost peppers. I'm not going to eat them by themselves, but in mac and cheese, it sounds like it might be kind of interesting.
Okay, you should try that then.
Maybe. I don't even know if I'll be able to go try it or anything, but we'll see. The next one, they Berry Patch, which I believe is a returning one. Near Cars Land entrance, we will start with some Blue Diamond Almond Breeze almond milk, because, just go buy it from the store, people.
For cheaper, you get more.
I mean, geez, come on.
Oh, that's funny.
But the strawberry float with vanilla ice cream, whipped cream, and crunchy cereal garnish.
I want that. I can care about
and by crunchy cereal garnish, by the pictures, they mean Captain Crunch.
Yes.
Because it is unmistakable that what's in the picture on the top of the float is Captain Crunch.
Yes.
So quit being a jerk about it. Call it Captain Crunch, what it is.
Well,
unless it's that generic Mexican one in the bag that you can get at Superior.
Maybe they just can't use the names,
Well, I guess
because they're advertising for Kellogg's or whatever.
Right. Then they have the. I believe this is they had this before, right? The Frushi.
Yes.
The strawberry coconut rice Frushi with Oikos yogurt wasabi sauce. That is both gluten-free and vegetarian. And good luck to you on that, because that sounds really disgusting. Give me real sushi. Thank you very much. Fresh California berry pie, which I'm sure this guy might be interested in.
I saw that
is
picture.
Vegetarian. It has strawberries and blackberries and blueberries and strawberries
and pie.
And pie. So yes.
Yeah, last year they had the strawberry pie. And now they added some berries, more berries to this.
Well, this is interesting. California Craft Brews, which is near the Cars Land entrance, is normally, we just ignore it because it's all beer.
I know, huh?
But they've decided to squeeze in some pepperoni pizza egg rolls with marinara and pesto sauce. That sounds yummy. Ooh, pepperoni pizza egg rolls? Ooh, give me the pesto sauce. Keep the marinara. Thank you very much. So yeah, go check that. Get that standing. Good luck, though, if you want that to eat that, because then you're going to have to stand in line with all of the people trying to get drunk. So good luck there. Citrus Grove near Carthay Circle, near the entrance, is another returning one, I believe. They have orange chicken and rice, citrus brined pork roast, and with tangy barbecue sauce and lemon pepper slaw. Sounds interesting. And they have a Meyer Lemon Blue Diamond Almond Macaron, which is both gluten-free and vegetarian. And they also have a Meyer Lemon Ginger Mule, and then a non-alcoholic ginger beer. Seems to be a lot more. Yeah, there's three booths near the entrance. Nuts About Cheese is also near the Carthay Circle at the festival entrance, and that one is a returning one. And that one has a I'm waiting on Fiscalini. Come on, just call it a white cheddar lager soup. We've had it before. I mean, I don't know what Fiscalini means, but if you know, email us.
I thought it was a field.
I mean, it used to be, yeah. So is it still there?
Yes, it's still there.
Okay, well, then it still is. I mean, we've had the white cheddar lager soup before. We've had the cheddar ale soup before. I mean, if Fiscalini means whatever that means. So they have a ham and Villa Jack cheese pinwheel with smoked pistachios, which in the picture looks more like a cinnamon roll. But what do I know?
It's pistachios.
Yes. And then they have a creamy Oikos yogurt cheesecake. So that all sounds pretty weird. The cheddar lager soup and the cheesecake are both vegetarian. And then last but not least, Uncork, California, also near the entrance by Carthay Circle. And all they have is a bunch of beer and wine. Actually, they don't even have wine. All they have is a bunch of beer. Wait, no, the opposite. They don't even have beer. They have a bunch of wine and mimosas. And you can get an artisan cheese selection, California artisan cheese selection. You can get a Point Res Blue of Fiscalini, white cheddar, handcrafted California cheese. So there you go. So apparently Fiscalini is a brand or something.
Yeah, I was going to just say that right now. It's Fiscalini Cheese Company, and they are from California.
Yes. So there you go. So you're getting real California cheeses.
Yes.
Not from Wisconsin.
No.
So, of course, as we said, that starts on Friday. So tomorrow or whenever you hear this will be going on or getting ready to be going on. As always, we welcome your guys' reviews of food, your videos, your emails, your comments, your posts, your whatever. Run up to Diggs and scream at him how much you liked something, or give him food.
And don't forget to post your food pictures on Instagram and hashtag it with Festival of Fatness.
Yes. Wait, no, this isn't Festival of Fatness. It's Christmas.
What is this called?
This is just Fat Time at. Wait. No, we never came up with a nickname for this. It's just Fat Time at the Parks.
Spring forward to fatness.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, hashtag your pictures with spring forward to fatness.
And if you don't remember that, simple hashtag Fat Time at the Parks.
There you go.
So, yes,
hey,
spring forward to fatness.
Real quick, you missed one thing that I wanted to talk about. It's because I wasn't really paying attention at that point. But over there off the Cobb, they have a peach tea with peach garnish.
Oh, okay.
It's not non-alcoholic, but I looked at that. I don't like tea. I'm not a tea person.
I don't like peach.
But last time they had a orange tea, and the orange was really good. So, well, then again, that was the orange bobas too. But anyway, I think I'll try this one, the peach tea. It looks pretty cool. All right, so I got some word today that with the Food and Wine Festival and everything, and in the recent years with Food and Wine and the festival holidays with the food, they would give you an AP button when you go to the booth to get, an entree or whatever, you get something, you show your pass, and they'll give you a little AP button. There's 14 of them to collect at one time or whatever it was. This year, they're not giving out AP buttons for the actual food marketplaces.
I don't even see anything about an AP corner.
There is an AP corner.
Okay, there is going to be one.
So they're not giving any buttons out for any purchases of any entrees or whatever they gave you last time. So there's no AP buttons to collect. Basically, it's because, you pass holes complain about crap, and they're just not going to put up with pass holes this year. So they're not offering buttons for that. There is an AP corner.
It's no big loss.
No, it's no big loss. I mean, I didn't get any of those buttons because I didn't, buy anything.
I mean, although the ones that they did have for Christmas were starting to get better and better with the detail, rather than just being a plain old button with a colored background and AP on it. They started adding a little bit more accents to it, but yeah, no big loss. Especially considering those buttons were originally being handed out in the parking lot. Remember?
Yeah.
Just a note that down at the bottom they talk about the signature events. Are these the ones that are left, or?
Yes, I think so.
Because I assume then that guy Fieri is sold out already. Because didn't he not sell out last year right away?
Last year, yeah, he didn't sell out as quick as he did the first year when it was before they even published anything.
Well, because he's not here.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that today.
So that means that either he's already sold out or he's dropped out.
I can't tell you.
Obviously, if you guys are interested in that stuff, you guys look into that on your own. You should have already been looking into it because reservations have been available for a while now, ever since when we announced it, about a month ago or 3 weeks ago or something?
Something like that. All right, so yeah, there will be an AP corner for the Food and Wine Festival, and it will actually be located over at the Blue Sky Cellar.
What, again?
No, well, they didn't have it there last year.
No, they had it there 3 years ago. Remember?
Maybe. No, I know they had it. They've had something there. I didn't know it was for Food and Wine or anything.
Yeah, it was AP corner for Food and Wine was in there. They had the chargers, and we had coloring, and
yeah,
that was when they were still giving out recipes.
Okay. No, I mean I know they had it there before, but I didn't know it was for Food and Wine.
It was for Food and Wine.
So yeah, it will be over there at the Blue Sky Cellar, and of course you have to show your pass. And let's see. So basically, it says they're going to have one of a kind photo opportunities with novelty props. And Disney PhotoPass photographers will be there. You'll get a button. This place, you will get a button for Food and Wine. And of course, it says limit one per pass holder for event duration.
So that means there's only going to give out one button during the whole month and a half, 2 months of Food and Wine.
You only can get one button. That's it.
Yeah, apparently.
So that's what it says here.
So rather than one button a week, at least it's a button and not just a sticker.
Yeah. The AP Corner will be open daily from noon till 6 p.m. So there you go. All right, last week we went over the refurb list and everything. We got a date that the Astro Orbiter will be opening back up on March 5th. I think I posted. Yes. Anyway, we were talking about how the Disney Gallery was going to be closed until the 28th. And we always assume that where Disneyland is the gallery also. Well, it's not. So basically, the entryway or the foyer, is that what you call it, of Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, that's the actual gallery, not where they sell all the art and stuff like that. So that's why that was, I don't get it either. So we're talking about how that was closed for a refurb, and Mr. Lincoln's closed for refurb. So all that's one building. The Opera House is one building. Mr. Lincoln and the gallery is all one area. So that's why that was closed. I figured that out this past week. So
they did take out they are taking out the Mary Poppins thing to probably put in the Dumbo thing.
Yeah. So that sneak peek of Dumbo starts on Friday, and the sneak peek for APs is on Thursday. And they'll be giving out a button and a postcard. So if you're listening to this, if I get it out early enough for you guys to get that information, head over to Disneyland and you can check that out.
Yeah, it's the first time ever that they've advertised what they're going to give you.
Oh, I know, huh?
So that way you know whether to stay away or not.
That's true.
I mean, if they would have done that, then you would have known not to go when they gave you the bookmark, but you would have known to go when they were giving out the zipper or the keychain.
There you go. So yeah, Dumbo sneak peek is coming up on Friday for everybody. You can check that out over there at the Opera House. So speaking of the refurbs, real quick, we mentioned that Space Mountain was going to be in refurb. Is closed right now through March 14th. Now, I am not 100% sure about this, but we just heard that possibly when it reopens on March 15th, it might be Hyperspace Mountain again. Like I said, not 100% sure on that. It's a possibility right now, so I just wanted to mention that it might come back as Hyperspace Mountain when it reopens on March 15th.
Is that something you heard that might happen? Or?
Yes, I just heard it today. Maybe yesterday. It was yesterday. Not 100% sure on that, though. I did some research, and I couldn't find any confirmation on that. But just want to give it a quick heads up that it might come back as Hyperspace Mountain. Not sure why. It would.
I mean, I would have expected maybe it to return to Hyperspace Mountain sometimes before Episode 9 comes out.
Right.
Or I would have expected it to turn into Hyperspace Mountain if Star Wars Celebration was here.
True.
But neither of those things are happening anywhere near March. I don't know if maybe they think they want to have it as Hyperspace Mountain for a spring break, but I don't know why they would need to have it for that. Just seems weird. But so, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, the timing is odd. I mean, unless it's just one of those things they wanted to be Hyperspace Mountain through all of summer for Galaxy's Edge opening, and I have no idea.
All right, so let me make a little quick correction. April 5th is when Orbiter will open, not March. Sorry about that. So April 5th is the scheduled date for Astro Orbiter to reopen. As of now, like I say, it's subject to change without notice. And so just wanted to get out there in case you guys give you a little heads up that Hyperspace Mountain might be opening back up or coming back once the refurb is done. And of course, if we get an official word, we'll let everyone know. All right, so we got a little tip today about Galaxy's Edge, and that the queue lines for the attractions will be getting, or we'll be having restrooms in there.
All I'm going to say is that it's about time. I want to say that the Galaxy's Edge attractions have an advantage that they're brand new buildings that are being built basically from scratch, and that most all the other attractions are all either reused buildings or whatever, and that they didn't really have a chance to add bathrooms to them, or they didn't really have anything going on. This is the opportunity that they have to add bathrooms, and with knowing that the lines are going to be long, I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah, there's some other information that I got too about it, but I'm not really sure how this would work, because it says that the cast member will have to walk you to the restroom. I don't know how that would work.
Well, if this is related to the rise of the Resistance ride, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, that I was talking about what I had read was the speculation about getting into the shuttle, and then you take the shuttle, and then somewhere along the line you get hijacked or boarded or whatever, and you end up in the First Order base. Maybe once you're inside that part, that maybe that's where the bathroom is. And somehow or another, you need to be escorted. I don't know. It just definitely sounds like it's more of an emergency type of thing.
Right. We also got information that the queue is set up to be 5 hours long. Basically, it just says that it's meaning that the queue is big enough if they have to have a 5-hour line, that they have enough room for that instead of extending it out towards the regular area, so it wouldn't look as tacky, I guess. To be out in the open. So it's set up to be a 5-hour wait if it needs to go that long, but hopefully it's not that long. I don't know. We'll see.
What interests me, and I was mentioning to you earlier, what interests me is just seeing the. We know that the Rise of the Resistance ride is going to be on the left side, and that's more towards where the wooded area is, going towards around the corner, around the bend to Critter Country, and I think that opens it up for nice exterior cues where they could have some of the exterior cues be like in the woods and be covered, a nice tree covering, and you got shade, and you don't have to worry about putting up big eyesore like canopies or anything for shade if it's outdoors. Similar like the exterior cue at Indy. There's a lot of tree cover and stuff, and it's not too bad to be in those exterior cues. My question, though, mainly is about the Millennium Falcon ride, which is the entrance, from what we could tell, is deep in the actual city itself. And I'm just thinking that do they really have they designed it where there's like 5 hours of queue indoors? Because otherwise, if you have the queue being outdoors, that looks tacky. Unless you figure out a way to have it be like, oh, well, what's that line for? I don't know. Get into some concert, blah 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 blah, or something. Just something, and make it seem like, because otherwise you see a line and it's an eyesore and it takes you out of the whole idea of the immersion of the area.
Right.
Whereas if you have it in the woods, it's fine. You put it behind some trees, nobody can see.
It's a tree.
But you can't really put it behind things unless you have it going behind buildings or in between buildings. But, I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see. I mean, it makes sense that considering what they learned off of the line for Guardians the first few days that, supposedly that line got up to 5 hours and stuff. Of course, I never saw it. I never wanted to know 5 hour line. Crap.
Yeah.
So we'll see, I guess. All right, moving on to the ever-changing and expanding, well, not really expanding, but changing, not expanding yet, but the ever-changing Downtown Disney. We got an import from over in Disney Springs that apparently was there first and making its first appearance in California. Sugarboo.
You're a Sugarboo.
You're a dealer in whimsy.
Okay.
Sugarboo and Company is coming soon to Downtown Disney. Says it'll be located at the west end of Downtown Disney. Do we know where this is going?
No.
Do we have any idea? West end. So
maybe next to Starbucks?
Is there space still in the building where Build-A-Bear and Ballast Point is now? Is that all filled with?
Yeah, that's filled. I believe if it's going to be in the west, it's going to be over there next
where
to
where the second Starbucks was. I thought that was opening back up.
No, but they had the Vacation Club thing there right there. So they have that area right there.
They weren't using all of that then.
No, not Starbucks.
Oh, okay. So I guess that's possible. I guess when this opens, we'll be able to let you guys know for sure. Somebody actually asked that exact question. Will they be moving into the old DVC location next to Starbucks West?
There you go.
But no, they didn't answer.
Of course not.
Of course not. So I don't really know how to explain what this is. It's a home goods, but it's
artsy.
I understand that this place has been at Disney Springs, but Disney Springs is a different type of place than Downtown Disney. Downtown Disney has less artsy type of stuff like that, and the stuff that they have had doesn't usually last very long. I mean, you look at like the the Frozen store or the whatever the Elsa's shop or whatever it was called, or the hat shop didn't last very long and things like that. It's just this seems a little too specialty. I don't know. The person who is behind this, named Rebecca Puig, no relation, I assume, to Yasiel, says, believing Mother Nature is the best artist, Puig is drawn to textiles, metals, jute, linens, and distressed woods to curate a collection where rustic, vintage, and modern sophistication live together and looks you're sure to love. So there's a lot of, like I said, it's kind of like a home goods. There's a lot of artwork and furniture, and it actually kind of reminds me of a Cost Plus World Market. But like the middle, not the food, without the food section, but like the middle where there's a lot of like home furnishings and type of things, chairs and lamps and dishes and pillows and stuff. It says my inspirations are my family, nature, animals, old things, children's art, and folk art. I love just juxtaposing old and new, light and dark, serious with fluff, and anything with a message.
You're fluff.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sugarboo coming. DC, downtown Disney.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, so real quick, we just tried to view this live stream of. They had a party for cast members to reveal the Galaxy's Edge costuming for everything from merchandise to attractions and custodial. So we tried to view it, and of course, it wasn't very good imaging, and it was just gross looking. But we did see a couple of pictures of some of the costumes they have, and just real quickly, Anthony, what do you think of them?
Overall, they're disappointing. They don't seem in universe at all. If they're talking about immersion, but they just look like more crap, like the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Guardians Breakout uniforms,
right?
Which had really nothing to do with anything. They look just some fashion designer threw something together and said, "Oh, here, this will be good for that." No, these they just some of them look just really cheesy. There's one particular hat, if you want to call it a hat, that seems very racist. To be honest,
it looked like
it looks like one of those big Chinese hats.
Like
Raiden or
Mortal Kombat.
I'm just very disappointed. I like that there's a lot of variations, which will be good for the cast members, but I'm just I was expecting stuff that was actually going to look like it belongs in Star Wars. Some of these costumes do not look like they belong in Star Wars. They look way too fashion-y or way too theme parky. They just don't look like something somebody in Blackspire Outpost would be wearing. The one exception is the First Order uniforms from the Rise of the Resistance ride. Those uniforms, they are basically accurate First Order uniforms from the movie. They look really good. They have Resistance version uniforms for the same ride. They look okay. They do have one person that they had that was wearing a very Poe's jacket, basically. Yeah. That looks pretty good. But the merchandise and the food service and the custodial ones just all look weird. I'm just really
Well, at least they will have awesome looking name tags.
Yes, the name tag is really cool. I was actually wondering whether they were going to have name tags. I think the name tag should have looked a little bit more in universe as well. I do like the design of the name tag. It's basically just very, very similar to to those name tags they were selling.
Yes.
It just has a really interesting look to it as far as just the background. Like I said, reminds me of some of those Star Wars name tags they were selling. Just the difference is this one, it does say it'll have your name, and then it has your name underneath it in Auerbish. But then it has the outline of the Blackspire Outpost logo, but it doesn't actually say. Does it say? No, it doesn't even say anything. It just has a Blackspire Outpost logo up at the top.
Yeah.
And then it has some Star Wars-y looking designs at the bottom. And then, like I said, the name. And then your name in Auerbish. So that's pretty cool.
I like the thing I liked about the name tag is on the regular name tags for the park, you have the castle as top on the top for the logo. And having this as a Blackspire Outpost logo, I think that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah. You can tell, obviously, they're using the same blanks as they do for the regular name tags, or at least the original whatever the base blank is, because it still has the little out indentation on the top where it sticks out for where the castle would normally be. Like he said, that's where the Blackspire Outpost logo is. I just had saw one of our sources that is at the event just said that the Smugglers Run uniforms look like look like Girl Scout uniforms.
Yeah, I saw that green.
They have kind of a similar color scheme.
Or the brown beige.
Yeah, brown beige, somewhere between a brownie and a Girl Scout uniform.
I like brownies.
Whoa, not those kind of brownies. Easy. Too many people get in trouble for stuff like that nowadays.
Yeah, you get in trouble when you bring them in the park.
Exactly. Whoa, what? We'll be posting pictures as soon as we have them and as soon as we have some available. Hey, so speaking of Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. We know that The Mandalorian is coming to Disney Plus. That is a TV show. We know that a Cassian Andor show has been officially announced with Diego Luna returning to play Cassian. Obviously, hopefully there's the hope that Tudyk will return to back him up as K2SO. But we got the word kind of under the radar, kind of no fanfare or anything, that was announced that a Star Wars TV show has begun production in the UK.
Really?
But there's no really other details about it. So it's either it's being speculated that it is the Cassian Andor series that's starting in the UK, or it's a third unnamed series that we may hear about at Star Wars Celebration. Nobody's really saying that it's possible that's the Cassian one. I don't know why maybe we already know where the Cassian one is being produced, and there's no reason why they think that it's that. But so some mystery Star Wars series has begun production in the UK, but we don't know anything about it and what it is. Like I said, everybody's assuming it's a third series, but I don't see any reason why it couldn't be Cassian unless there's reason the way we know it's not. So more things to look forward to. More Star Wars is fine with me. Anybody else who, if you don't like more Star Wars, well, you're stupid. If you get mad at that, well, you should know by now that I call people stupid. So you know what is stupid? When we don't get enough mail.
Yeah, it's true.
But what's not stupid is when we do.
Yes.
Get mail.
Yes. And our first email is from Wreck-It Rachel.
Yeah.
And I want you, Anthony, to guess her subject line. I'll give you a hint. You say it every opening, but you didn't say it today.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, that's it. She says, to me, it was my birthday last week. Yay. Well, we didn't know it was your birthday last week.
Yeah, that's not our fault. Don't be blaming us. What the hell?
No, she's not blaming us.
Oh, wait. I'm getting defensive for nothing.
Exactly. She says, but I didn't get to go to the park because it was President's Day and it was blocked out. Boo. It's okay. It was cold and rainy on my birthday. I'd be okay with Disneyland in the rain if I had proper footwear. I have rain boots, but I never wear those to the park. They basically keep your feet dry, and that's it. No support. Gotta have support on the feet, or else you get Disney feet like Michael does. Anywho, I finally got to see Spider-Man Into the Universe. What a fantastic movie. It's in the top tier for best Spider-Man movie.
Yes. Yes, as we discussed earlier, I would say it's probably maybe the movie of the year. But yeah, definitely as far as Spider-Man movies go, the only Spider-Man movie I might put ahead of it just because I love it is Spider-Man 2.
I've never seen a movie like that.
There has never been a movie like that.
Other than Miles, I think old, fat, homeless Peter Parker is my favorite. A dry sense of humor is my favorite. Great movie. I made my own cake. It was delicious.
Did you eat it too?
People thought that was sad. I did not. I don't think it's sad if you make your own cake, especially if you love baking and you make good cookies. So I know what I am doing, and I want my cake to taste good and be pretty. Exactly. I also enjoy doing it. Win-win. So you guys were wondering where the cast member took us backstage to see the Hidden Mickey. It was in Toontown, right by Minnie's house. There's a little alcove that goes backstage, and we were finding Mickeys made from rocks in the wall of the alcove, and there was a cast member there escorting people from backstage into the park. So I'm going to guess that door by Minnie's house. You got that door,
yeah,
because they had a queue line right there on the side for the Halloween party. I think Roger Rabbit may have broken down, or maybe it was a tour. I don't know. Usually if they're, if it's just a random group of people, maybe something like that. But if it was like a bunch of kids, it's basically the band's coming in, because that's usually where the school groups come in, is on that door. Anyway, she saw us and took us back there. It's not completely all the way backstage, but on the same wall we're looking at on the backstage side, there was a very prominent Mickey made of rocks in the wall. She showed us, and we were back there for like 5 seconds, but it was very cool of her. I'm not sure what happened to the sink part of the ice cream sundae that got tossed. All I know is no one was holding it when I saw them again. So stupid. Talk to you later, Rachel. So last week she was telling us about how someone had the Mickey sink and had the sundae and took pictures of it and then basically just threw it away. We weren't sure if they just threw away the ice cream part or they threw away the whole thing. If they did throw away the whole thing, that was really, really stupid. And like I said, if I was there and I saw them throw away the whole thing, I would have went in there and went into the trash can and took it out. Well, Rachel, thanks for your email, and happy birthday to you. And if we would have known, we would have made you a cake. All right. Next email is from Giselle the Gazelle.
Yeah.
Her subject line is, I can't even. She says, what is up, bros? I'm just hanging out, killing it at school and killing it at work, per usual. I bought tickets for my little cousin and I to go see Cinderella this weekend at the El Capitan Theater this Saturday. Oh, cool. You all know I'm not a fan of driving anywhere. So my best guess is I'll be in the park next weekend, since I'll already be driving all the way to Hollywood. Oh, that's cool. Hey, you know what? I don't mind driving in Hollywood. Sometimes it can get frustrating, because I used to drive to Hollywood a lot, and now it just seems as there's more and more traffic than it was before. But you know what? If you're just going over there to watch that movie El Capitan, it's not that bad to go over there and go park over there at Hollywood and Highland and just walk over to the theater. I think that's very, very easy. And if you do that, make sure you get your parking validated. So I've been thinking, and I want to know, like seriously, if you had one day to do anything you wanted at Disneyland, no price limits, Anthony, no lines. She didn't say Anthony, I added that.
I know.
No lines. The whole entire park was yours for the night, and you could invite whoever you wanted. What would you even do?
Well, I mean, it goes without saying, Club 33. Dinner at Club 33.
More quail?
Well, if it's still on the menu.
Right. Hey, but you can have everything you want, so it will be on the menu.
Oh, true. I mean, obvious, first into Galaxy's Edge. I mean, come on.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Oh, is there something that you're...
No, I just thought of what I would do.
Oh, go ahead.
I would play with the lights. I would go and play with the Fantasmic lights, the sound and everything over there for Fantasmic. Yeah, that would be my main thing, to go play with all the Fantasmic lighting. That'd be pretty cool. That was because when you were talking, I was thinking, what would I do? I'm like, oh, lights, of course.
The first two things I thought of was Club 33 and Galaxy's Edge. I'm just like, private dinner at Club 33, followed by private tour of Galaxy's Edge. Yep.
Well, Rachel is smart. She says, so for me, I would obviously bring a golf cart. That's smart right there.
Wow, there you go. That's a good one. Yeah, because I mean, especially, how else are you supposed to get from Club 33 all the way to Galaxy's Edge? I mean, you just got done eating. You don't want to have to walk all that way. That's far.
She says, invite all of my friends and family to do whatever they wanted. I would drive my happy ass all over the park, take pictures everywhere, with no ugly people ruining my shots.
And strollers.
Have all you can eat, Big Hill barbecue.
Yeah, she knows what's up.
Sing out loud with the birds in the tiki room, and have a dance party in the boats on the Jungle Cruise. Whoa.
Yeah.
Have a picnic. Dang, she's been thinking about this.
For real.
Have a picnic in the middle of the bridge under the castle. Man, I would party hard. I would drive the train, go into the suite in the castle, party in the Club 33. The suite is not in this castle. That's Florida. It would literally be the best night of my life. I would hook up my favorite Disney songs to all of my favorite Disney movies and live my best life. Like, for real. Okay, go to sleep now. Love you, bye. Like I said, she has been thinking about this or something because, dang, she had a whole rundown of what she would do. Golf cart.
That's a good one.
Yes, a golf cart.
Yeah.
All right, that was pretty cool. I like that email. We got to remember next week to ask Tim.
Yes.
We'll have to know his answer. He'd probably be going backstage counting on the boxes of popcorn buckets.
If anything, just, Tim, just need to make sure he gets one of every merchandise.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry. 5 of every merchandise.
All right. Thank you for the email, Giselle. That was awesome. All right. Next email is from Dan the Mailman. His subject line is mixtapes and maple bacon.
Ooh.
Finally got to the parks for a little bit this weekend. Went with my sole intention of watching Mickey's Mix Magic. Got to the parks and hung out around Main Street near Carnation Cafe, waiting for them to put up the ropes so I could grab my spot at the front of the rope. Chatted with a nice pass holder near me about not having World of Color with any changes since the return. Oh, darn. The Mixed Magic show itself is great. Since I saw it on Saturday, there were fireworks, but I fully feel this show does not need any. The light show is enough that I found myself paying little attention to the actual fireworks. Now, that is, I agree with. While when I was watching it, I was basically looking at all the projections on the buildings, not really paying attention much to the fireworks either. And now, Dan, the next thing you have to do is go check it out over at It's a Small World. And you can, there'll be more room and you can actually dance. Yeah, dancing. Had some fat time right after in Tomorrowland with a maple bacon churro and syrup. Pretty good, and man, did I want to drink the rest of the syrup when I finished the churro. I didn't know they had the maple bacon in Tomorrowland.
I don't know, man. That churro again gets all over the place, and I can't keep track where the damn things are.
Yeah, I can't either.
I think they migrate.
I guess so, because because he told me he was going to go over there. I said, you better hurry up because they might close. They might be closed. And he said, oh, no, I'm in line. And this was at 9:30. And I was like, oh, that's weird because the maple bacon is over at the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail.
Oh,
That's
right.
where we got the first time. So, I
remember. Yeah.
And that closes at 9 o'clock.
But that must have been only during Christmas.
No, that closes at 9 o'clock. So that's why I told him, it might be closed.
Oh, no, that one was for the...
No, that's the one's for this one.
Oh, you know what it is? That I remember when we were going over the Churrogeddon, that there were a couple that were available at multiple places, I believe.
Yeah,
That's probably one of them. Because originally, during Christmas or whatever, they had that Maleficent one at Tomorrowland, right? The purple one?
Maleficent was, I believe, in Town Square.
Okay, well, whatever. I don't know then, but...
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know they had it there, and I guess because I know that one closes at 10 o'clock, so he got that one. He said he was eating it over there at Tomorrowland while watching the Get Your Ears On dance party thing. There were a lot of cheerleaders at the park that day, so the dance floor was full. If you've seen the show in its previous incarnations, you know what to expect.
I haven't been to Carnation.
No, this is Tomorrowland. Oh, you're stupid. Well, a ride on Haunted Mansion with my daughter, and we called it a night at about 11 o'clock, way past Giselle's bedtime. A semi-early softball game, maybe if it doesn't rain on Saturday, means I may return to the park then. I'll keep you informed. Anyone watch the mixtape show from a different place yet? Like I said, I did. Check it out about It's a Small World. It's pretty cool there. What are your thoughts on other viewing areas? I don't know what else. I don't know if they're doing it by Fantasmic. Well, of course they're not right now because Fantasmic is down. So, no, they're not doing it there. So right now, It's a Small World will be the other spot. And if you're lucky enough, of course, in front of the castle. Spring break coming soon, so hopefully I will see you all soon. Dan out. Awesome. All right, well, thank you for your emails, everyone. Rick at Rachel, Giselle the Gazelle, and Dan the Mailman.
I wish that you had tried all of the different maple bacon incarnations they've had. Not incarnation, but because that way I would be able to have you compare them all. But I mean, if we go back to like the infamous maple bacon funnel cake on Thanksgiving, whatever that was, 2014.
Okay.
Then there was the maple bacon bundt cake that I had that
Oh,
Rebecca
right.
and I had at
Right.
River Bell.
I forgot about that. They still have it, don't they?
Probably. I don't know. I
Maybe.
know they've changed their menu up a little bit, but
Right.
and then now the churro. So I would be curious how they all stack up because I mean I know they're all probably kind of different.
All right. Well, so if you guys have any, if you guys have any thoughts on any of the churro getting stuff going on, have any of you guys tried any of the other churros that we haven't talked about? You can email us, let us know about that. Love to hear your thoughts on any other type of food items. And, of course, we have the Food and Wine Festival coming up on Friday. So you can let us know all about what you ate there. Email us on that stuff. Love to hear what you thought about the type of foods you guys eat. And if you have any comments, questions, your own tip of the week, or anything else like that, all you have to do is email us.
MousePIRE@gmail.com.
Do you have a special occasion coming up? Looking to personalize your trip with a keepsake? Create customized buttons for birthdays, engagements, family vacations, even bridal parties, or just because. Check out buttonsbydiggs.com today. Buttons by Diggs, Buttons by Diggs. Remember, those are buttons, not pins.
All right, it's going to do it for this episode of the MousePIRE Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's show, and we thank you for taking time to listen. We have a lot of fat time coming up, so hopefully you guys get over to the Food and Wine Festival. It starts on Friday, and it goes all the way till April something. I don't know. We have, 8 weeks or something of it?
Something like that.
Yeah, 6-8 weeks, whatever it is. So yeah, plenty of time to go over there and get your fat on and try some of the food. And don't forget to post them on Instagrams and hashtag it with Fat Time in the Parks. And spring forward to fatness. Try all the foods. Let us know what you think of them. I'm going to be trying some of the desserts, of course, and some of those, the watermelon lemonade and the peach tea sounds really, really good to me. Don't forget, you can also head over to Disneyland and check out the sneak peek of Dumbo. Dumbo seems like it's going to be a pretty cool movie. I'm going to be probably there on Thursday to check out the sneak peek of the sneak peek and get my postcard and button. Yeah, so I'll be checking that out on Thursday. There might be a soft opening on Thursday for the Food and Wine, and maybe I can get a head start on checking out some of those items.
Yeah, and if you get a chance, check out all those costumes, the new costumes for Galaxy's Edge. Let us know what you think. Racist or not, cool or not, awesome or not. Give us rankings. Show us what you like, what you don't like, and what doesn't belong or something. So, yeah, let us know what you think about those. I've seen a lot of interesting comments on Twitter, mostly about how, they don't look Star Wars and weathered enough, and they look like cosplay. I saw another person say that it looks like her universe.
Oh, really?
Let us know what you think.
You're a Sugarboo.
Yes. Yeah, we'll keep you in touch when you guys can go check that out, because everybody's excited for Sugarboo. If any of you have been to the Sugarboo at Disney Springs, we don't care. No, I'm just kidding. You can tell us about it. MousePIRE@gmail.com. Subject line, what the hell is Sugarboo?
Don't forget, if you guys are checking out Mickey's Mix Magic, you can also check that out over at Small World, like we talked about earlier. That's a good place to check that out. If you guys are there during the week, of course, you guys know there's no fireworks to that, but the area over there, Small World, is pretty much open. It doesn't get too crowded, so you can go over there and check that out. Also, World of Color is back, so you can go check it out, and then you can go on internet and complain because it's not a new show. Anyway, go over there, enjoy yourself, and don't forget, get fat. Fat time for Food and Wine Festival. And if you want to get the Food and Wine Festival merchandise, well, all that will be available. And you can get your fork and knife headband ears. Yeah, there you go.
All right, as I mentioned earlier, we are, of course, at MousePIRE on the Twitters. Go over there and check out pictures of the costumes. We will have more pictures and more detailed pictures of the costumes up on the Facebook page, which is, of course, MousePIRE on Facebook. We are at MousePIRE on Instagram. I'm sure you'll be posting pictures there, too, at some point. So if you're there, go check that out. And probably won't be posting anything on Snapchat. We are MousePIRE on Snapchat. Just follow the other social media, I guess, to find out when he's going to be on Snapchat or whatever. But whatever, that's his business.
What?
Still not on Tumblr.
You can find me on Instagram at Blue1313. Also follow Buttons by Diggs on Instagram. There you'll see your button orders going out. Hey, don't forget to check out dgpclothing.com. Get your MousePIRE gear. Also get your custom-made apparel. Get your custom-made t-shirts, car decals, or whatever else you might be looking for. I just finished some custom glasses. Not the ones you wear, but the ones you drink out of. So I put some cool little decals on there so you can order some glasses or whatever. All you have to do is head over there and send me a message and let me know what you're looking for. And don't forget, you can support the podcast by going over to patreon.com/MousePIRE. Check out Michael the Mail Guy's $3 special. Every little cent helps us very, very much. Don't forget, you can listen to the podcast over on YouTube. Search MousePIRE Podcast on YouTube and check out the podcast there.
Yeah, buttons, not pins. And until next time, remember, the Oscars are stupid and shouldn't be taken seriously, so forget everything I said earlier. So for Peter Tork, Rotten Tomatoes, and Oscar hosts, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Diggs.
Bye.
I believe he's tooling with you, sir.
This podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. Audio, sound bites, and other clips are property of their copyright holders. All original stuff is ours and property of MousePIRE.com.
Like, put it bigger. Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars.